are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
This is the Feel Good Friday with Bibi Amina Phili, only on your number one radio station. Tune in to the Feel Good Friday with Bibi Amina Phili.
It's finally Friday again. Assalamu alaikum.
From South Africa to the world.
Let's go.
Don't miss out on Friday afternoon vibes like no other. Put it on and leave it on. Join us for inspiration and positivity from trailblazing guests to topics you want to hear. Your Friday just got better. Let's make the end of the week better together. Feel Good Friday with Bibi Amina Phili. Young, fresh and trending.
You know me more than I know myself. You love me more than I love myself. So I'm begging, begging, begging. I can't take his whispers. I need you to help me. So I'm begging, begging, begging.
This is the Feel Good Friday with Bibi Amina Phili, only on your number one radio station.
You always take my call, so I'm begging, begging, begging. I can't take this, Dunya. I need you to save me, so I'm begging, begging, begging. Ya Rabbi, Ya Kareem, oh. Ar-Rahman Ya Rahim, Ya Rabbi Ya Kareem, oh. Ar-Rahman Ya Rahim. I'm so ungrateful, my guilt eats me inside. I'm so fearful that you will leave my side. But even if I make a million mistakes, you always keep on giving chances that I don't take. I'm sorry that I treated you so wrong.
Do I have a show for you today, or do I have a show for you today? Welcome, 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 everyone. It's finally Friday again. Sanmanani nonke, ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaba bikum. It's gone by, of course, exactly 9 minutes past the hour of 2 o'clock. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Of course, it's Bibi Amina Phili here. You know, I always say that I love my Friday afternoons because I get to spend it with you. Of course, it's finally Friday, and Jum'ah Mubarak to you and yours. An exhilarating start to your weekend, of course. And it's 90.4 FM in Durban and 105.6 FM in Peter Maritzburg. And of course, if you do not have the app by now, you are missing out on all of the great stuff. And you can, of course, check us out on Facebook, YouTube, as well as now exciting stuff on Instagram. What an exciting time to be alive. And if you have missed any episodes, you can catch us, of course, on Spotify. Of course, today we chat rooted in sustainability, innovations in agriculture, and green economy with the absolute brilliant Luvo Gugwana. And of course, he's an entrepreneur, founder of Green Arc Innovation. He's a public speaker, and of course, he's a mentor as well. So we are really, really excited to have him, of course, with us, that he's going to be joining us shortly. But I think it's about that time. And of course, you're listening to us. Just to remind you, of course, it is the Feel Good Friday.
This is the Feel Good Friday with Bibi Amina Phili, only on your number one radio station.
And it's about that time where we go for our traffic update.
Feel Good Friday, traffic updates. Updates that help you plan your day like a boss.
Absolutely. So on the line, we have Officer Ngwane. Officer Ngwane, tell us what's happening on our roads.
Feel Good Friday. I greet you all. We're looking at N2 southbound before Westwood Mall. We've got a broken down vehicle on that side. Please be careful. M4 southbound, just before Quality Street. We've got an accident there. All the relevant departments are on scene to assist. And we're looking at our road, ongoing road works are all over in KZN. Please make sure that you look at the information board. They are the one that carries all information, what to do when you are in that area where the road is under construction. We're looking at N2 when you pass Umhlanga southbound. Congestion is too heavy. We've got a slow moving traffic there because of this road works that is taking place there. The lanes has been reduced into one. So please, let us respect each other on our road. Make sure we respect signs, road signs also, and have a lovely weekend. I'm Warrant Officer Ngwane. Till next week.
Sunnah a Day, proudly brought to you by Sunpick, 100% pure sunflower cooking oil. Sunpick, cook more with less.
मेरे नबी प्यारे नबी सुन्नत तेरी दुनिया दी.
Sunnah a day, never blow into a glass or any vessel used for drinking.
Sunnah a Day, proudly brought to you by Sunpick, 100% pure sunflower cooking oil. Sunpick, cook more with less.
Imagine this. You're putting together a 7-color meal, from the creamy pasta to the glazed carrots and flavorful onion gravy. This entire meal is made with our 100% pure extra virgin olive oil from our La Familia range, bringing outstanding quality and taste to your kitchen. Shop La Familia 100% pure extra virgin olive oil at any leading supermarkets near you. La Familia, heart of the home.
Tune in to the Feel Good Friday with Bibi Amina Phili.
It's finally Friday again. Assalamu alaikum.
From South Africa to the world.
Let's go.
Don't miss out on Friday afternoon vibes like no other. Put it on and leave it on. Join us for inspiration and positivity from trailblazing guests to topics you want to hear. Your Friday just got better. Let's make the end of the week better together. Feel Good Friday with Bibi Amina Phili, young, fresh and trending.
زينت السماء وضعت الجبال.
And of course, it's gone by exactly 14 minutes past the hour of 2 o'clock. And just to remind you, of course, it's the show you should be listening to after that thick Juma lunch. Of course, it is the Feel Good Friday with myself, Bibi Amina Phili. A great lineup we have today, an exciting one as well. But of course, just to jump straight into it for our topic for the day.
Topic of the day.
Now, hunger and unemployment still remain a topical issue in South Africa every day, and an estimated 9 million South Africans go to bed in hunger, while 6 in every 10 youths in South Africa, of course, are unemployed. Now, we have a brilliant and innovative youth who has been doing this and doing his bit to make agriculture exciting and fashionable, of course, as a mean of reducing hunger while driving a narrative which promotes youth farming. He is also a dynamic entrepreneur, the founder of Green Arc Innovations, a company focused on African Climate of Adaptation Awards for 2022. And of course, we welcome to the Feel Good Friday with open arms, Mr. Luvo. But of course, we've lost him right about now, and we're just going to try and get him back in. But of course, as you heard his introduction, he's an amazing individual. And of course, we should be indeed listening to him and watching him. So welcome him to the Feel Good Friday for the very first time. Sanmonani, welcome to the Feel Good Friday.
Yeah, good afternoon to you and good afternoon to the viewers. My name is Luvo. I'm the founder of Green Arch.
Absolutely. I think we're having some delays as well. So if you're listening to us in your homes and in your cars, of course, it's a 90.4 FM in Durban and via audio stream all around the world, radioalansar.org. But Luvo, let's get straight into the discussion for this afternoon. I was extremely excited to have you on with us. So thank you so much for joining us, of course, today. Now, you have been trending and, of course, traveling around South Africa to promote smart agriculture and green economy. Can you share with us what drives your commitment and when did it all start?
All right. No, thank you very much for that question. So, I think for me is I grew up in rural areas. I think agriculture is something that I've always been exposed to. But however, when I went to university, that's where really my interest in agriculture. I really got that spark for innovative agriculture. So the
Mm.
question for me is, how can we do agriculture differently? I mean, coming from the background that we actively practice agriculture. So my interest was looking into tapping into the same interest, but adding a bit of innovation into it so that we can really captivate the interest of the youth to start participating in innovative agriculture. That's really how the interest of agriculture came about. But when I got to university, that's where I really did my research and trying to see how can we innovate agriculture? How can we make it more attractive, especially to attract young people to participate in agriculture? That's where we started looking into designing and working on aquaponic systems and hydroponic systems, of which those are systems that are not commonly known, but we're trying to introduce those systems to communities because they really address a lot of our challenges that are faced by like the traditional farming systems. So that's really how everything came about.
Absolutely. But I would like to know, how do you define, of course, smart agriculture, and what of course, innovative solutions is Green Arc Innovations developing to address some of, the pressing challenges relating to hunger and unemployment amongst the youth?
All right. Yes. I think for us, like our definition of smart agriculture, one, we're looking into systems that can allow people to grow produce all year round. We're looking at systems that allow people to grow produce even if there's no involvement of soil. And we're speaking about systems that integrate different disciplines. George mentioned aquaponic systems for those who can't really know
All right, so we seem to be losing Luvo Gugwana online. I
aquaculture.
think we should go for a short ad break and let us try, getting him back on the line via our WhatsApp line. Of course, it's 90.4 FM in Durban and 105.6 FM in Pietermaritzburg. And of course, don't go anywhere because we're still chatting to Luvo.
But even if I make a million mistakes, you always keep on giving chances that I don't take. I'm sorry that I treated you so wrong. I'm lost, so I'm begging, begging, begging. I can't take his whispers. I need you to help me. So I'm begging, begging, begging. Ya Rabbi, Ya Kareem. Ar-Rahman, Ya Rahim. Ya Rabbi, Ya Kareem. Ar-Rahman, Ya Rahim. In my past, had my heart on the line. Then you came, and you gave me a sign. You changed me, you showed me you love me. Nobody else could ever love like you do, you do. No one could help like you do, you do. No one can heal like you do, you do. No one can save like you. Ya Rabbi, Ya Kareem. Ar-Rahman, Ya Rahim. Ya Rabbi, Ya Kareem. Ar-Rahman, Ya.
And of course, it's 90.4 FM in Durban and 105.6 FM in Pietermaritzburg. So we lost him, but of course, we got him back on our WhatsApp line. Let's hope this time it's much more clearer. And of course, thank you so much to those that are watching and having patience with us via our live stream. So, of course, welcoming again, continuing the conversation with Luvo Gugwana. Welcome to the Feel Good Friday yet again.
Yes, thank you very much. Sorry again by the network connectivity issues.
No, it's not a problem.
I think just to carry on from where we left. So I was really defining the innovative and smart agriculture in terms of how do we define that? How is it different from the normal traditional systems? So hence I was explaining the one of the systems that we have adopted, which is the aquaponic system, that is at the borderline between agriculture and hydroponic systems, which is the breeding of fish and then also the growing of crops. So we've kind of introduced this system to communities where communities can grow fish and then they can grow crops at the same time without using any soil. So we really try to deliver these systems to communities for teaching and learning purposes, and as well trying to address the hard-hitting issues of food security. And I think many know that in South Africa, we're a food secure country at a national level, but at some point we experience food insecurity at the household level. So to address, and that can be attributed into how food is grown, and then also can be attributed into the logistics involved in moving food around. So by introducing systems that can be localized, like the ones that we working on, hydroponic systems, allow people to access fresh produce within their local areas. So meaning that we're kind of reducing the food miles, making food more accessible, and then making food more affordable as well. So that's really what we were focusing on.
Now, I do know that you mentioned that aquaponics is a key area of focus for your company. Now, can you explain the benefits of aquaponics system and how they contribute to, of course, a sustainable food production in South Africa?
All right. No, thank you very much for that question. So aquaponic systems, there's a number of advantages using aquaponic systems. So one of the advantages in aquaponic system is it has a recirculating water mechanism. So which means that you grow your fresh produce, you breed your fish in the same system, and then you don't allow water to exit the system. So in areas that are heavily affected by drought, aquaponic systems are more vital to address drought, because you are able to run the same water within your systems for a period of 8 months with only accounting 10% for evaporation. So in areas that have been heavily affected by drought, these are the key systems that can be implemented to start reigniting agriculture in those areas. And then also, working on aquaponic systems, there's no requirement of soil, which is quite unheard for some people. So meaning it's a soilless based type of farming. You don't really need to have soil. You have different grow mediums that you can use to plant your crops. It can be crushed stones, it can be sawdust, but there's different mechanisms that you can use to grow the produce. And it can be done at a commercial scale. It's not only at the household level, it's done at a commercial scale. So which means that we can identify areas that have been affected by drought, and then we can implement aquaponic systems and then allow communities and people to grow fresh produce all year round. And then furthermore, the systems allows you to grow crops even if they're out of season. So one of the projects that we have in Richards Bay, where we're growing tomatoes all year round. So people can access tomatoes all year round, regardless of the season. They can access different crops that we grow in our systems all year round, because our system allows our plants to really flourish in nutrients where they can absorb those nutrients and then be sustained throughout the year. Hence, we also grow them in a controlled environment. So those are the key benefits of aquaponics versus the traditional way of doing farming, and gives you a benefit as well of growing fish as an added value into it as well.
Now, I know that you've been in the game for a while. So what advice would you give to entrepreneurs and farmers seeking investment in obviously sustainable agricultural initiatives in South Africa?
I mean, I think it's a very, very important question, because I think the first thing really I'd always advise young people want to venture into business, especially in agriculture. One, they need to invest in knowledge. You need to learn, acquire knowledge, and understand the field requirements. And also, once you've invested in knowledge and understand the concept itself, then the next step would be trying to practice the skill. So find systems, find owners that are into the same business that you are keen in, and then start getting involved with their initiatives. That way you are able to learn. And then in that way you are getting mentorship as well, especially in areas that are really scarce and niche areas, to find mentors that are within those areas, starting to grasp that knowledge, and then starting to exchange ideas with the business owner or the farm owners. Kind of creates that interest, and also it gives you a leverage on learning from them and learning practical on their businesses. And then also there's quite a number of agencies that support young entrepreneurs to start their businesses, to develop business plan. I think most people know that if you want to venture into a business, you need to understand the concept, you need to develop a business plan. It has to be a financial viable model that can attract investment. So I think it's always encouraging for young people to start getting into agencies that really support entrepreneurs. Just to name a few, there's CEDA that can help entrepreneurs to develop a business plan, do feasibility studies. They can look at your CFAs, which is your enterprises that fund or businesses through either loans through or soft grants. So those are the available options for young people to start looking at if they want to venture into business. And also, fortunately, now we have a lot of competitions as well that people can start participating in. Those competitions do not only help you to refine your business model, but they also really assist in you getting capital into your business. Just to name a few that we've won as well, like SAB Foundation. We've won enormous amounts of grants from them through our pitching our businesses. We've done engine pitch and polish. So there's quite a number of funding mechanisms that can feed into different enterprises. That can be soft loans, that can be grants, that can be pitching competitions, that can be VCs in terms of where you are, in terms of your stage of the business. So those are the options that young people can look into. But more important is investing in knowledge, because one thing I realized in investment is they don't only invest in the business, but they also invest in the person. But no one who can invest on someone that they're not really comfortable with their knowledge within those respective industries.
But how can innovative agricultural practices, like, of course, aeroponics, address food insecurity and promote sustainable livelihoods within South Africa?
Yeah, that's a very, very important question. I think it's one thing that our company, Green Arch Innovation, has really been trying to align with in terms of how do we promote sustainable agriculture. I think one of the key things that we look at when we speak about sustainable agriculture, when we're looking at agriculture that can allow people to grow food in areas where traditional agriculture would not allow. And then we're speaking about systems that can maximize on yields. So meaning within a square meter space, you are able to increase your yields compared to the traditional farming ways of doing farming. And then also we're speaking about the health of the produce. So within the systems that we designed in terms of how their sustainability, one, they allow people to grow produce in areas where it won't be possible with traditional farming methods, and also it allows us to grow systems in areas that have been heavily affected by drought, and all the crops that we produce, they are organic, which really speaks into their good health and well-being of individuals. So looking at the systems, they really fit into sustainable agriculture because of their mechanisms, how they can be deployed in areas where food is scarce, that can be deployed in areas where food cannot be grown, and then also in areas where there's a need to grow certain crops all year round that really fit into food security. And the systems, the nice thing about them, they can be localized. So they can be designed anywhere. We've done rooftop aquaponic systems. We've done indoor old warehouse systems. We've done greenhouse tunnels in vacant land in rural communities. So meaning these systems are very mobile. So they can be set up anywhere. In that way, we're reducing food miles so that people can access food locally, can access food at an affordable price, and also they can afford healthy food as well.
Oh, absolutely. But I think what I want to know, and many others as well, is what are the main barriers to youth pursuing careers in obviously agriculture in South Africa? And how can we, of course, encourage them and push more young individuals, to embrace agriculture as a viable career path?
Yeah, actually, that's one key area that we've been working with, collaborating with different departments from private sector and the public sector as well, because one of the biggest challenges that we're having in agriculture globally is the interest. So there's a decline in terms of the interest in agriculture because of how things are done in agriculture, how old school agriculture is, if I can use the layman term, or either how traditional agriculture is. So the first thing that we really need to do to captivate the interest of young people to start engaging and enrolling in agriculture would be really promoting these advanced smart farming systems, because they really speak into the modern day of doing things. I mean, we integrate IoT in agriculture. Now we can integrate machine learning and ChatGPT in agriculture because we're using smart farming systems. In that way, you're getting more people engaged in agriculture, because agriculture is really diverse. There's the agronomy part of agriculture, there's engineering part of agriculture, there's also software engineering of agriculture. So to really bring in awareness, that's what we've been really trying to do with collaborating with our stakeholders, to really spread out the word, to really show young people that these are the industry careers. You don't need to be a farmer, but you can be a systems engineer in farming. You can be an engineer in farming, but also you can be a scientist in farming as well. So trying to create that platform where we educate young people in terms of their diverse opportunities for them in agriculture that they can play in within the value chain of agriculture. That's one thing we've been doing. And then also we've been inviting schools to come to our sites to see our systems, how they work, aquaponic systems. In that way, they get interest, understand how to grow fish and plants in the same system, how to grow crops without using soil. So once they get there, they have an interaction with the system, they understand it, and it's a commercial scale system. They know that I can be a biologist, I can take care of the plants, I can take care of the fish, I can be a systems engineer, I can design the software to manage the system, your temperatures, your nitrates and nutrients. So that's what we've really been doing, trying to get young people into farming, especially smart agriculture. So, but there's still a lot of investment that is required into doing that, because there is really a skills gap, especially speaking about smart agriculture in South Africa and in the continent as well.
Absolutely. Now, what I would like to know is what role do you believe African governments and policymakers can play in supporting and scaling sustainable agriculture initiatives?
Yeah, I mean, to address that, I think everything goes to policy making. I think we need to really open up policies that enable participation of smart agriculture into the sector in a way that you realize, especially in integrated systems that we do in other areas, certain species of fish that we cannot grow. Like, for an example, in KZN, we cannot grow Niloticus tilapia, which is a hybrid fish that is well accepted by the market. So there's a big deficit between policy making and what the market wants. I mean, the market shows that there is a need for this specific fish and there's a growing demand for it. But because of policies, they don't allow people in KZN to really culture that specific fish. So what we can start looking into is really understanding the advanced farming systems, because in a way they're able to divert the challenges that really created those policies to come about. Because it's outdoor systems, it's systems that are closely monitored. So all the challenges that we picked up during the use based on the traditional farming systems. Now we have addressing those systems or those problems through the advanced mechanisms that we deploy into smart farming systems. So there is a way of collaborating with policymakers to sit down and then create opportunities, and then also create a platform where circular economy, green economy, and sustainable farming can be more publicized, because it's an opportunity that young people can still tap in. But however, there's not enough platforms that are really sharing the impact of smart farming and the opportunities in smart farming, and also creating a pool of fund that speaks about smart agriculture. I mean, there's been funding for specific industries, but really there's nothing much specifically on smart agricultural systems in terms of funding programs that are strictly looking at that development. So those are the things that are required to sit down with policymakers, kind of create flexible policies, of course, that are aligned with smart agriculture, that promote smart agriculture as well, and then create the market for it as well. And then we're looking into funding mechanisms. How do we create funding pool that specifically develops or looks into developing smart agricultural programs?
Absolutely. All right, just to conclude the interview for this particular afternoon, I think the burning question is, how can sustainable agriculture and green economy initiatives contribute to achieving some of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals in Africa, such as the SDG 2, the Zero Hunger, or the SGD 13 climate action?
All right. Thank you very much for that. I think just to reiterate the importance of really aligning the businesses to address the UN sustainable goals, because in some of the funding opportunities, the funding calls, they really, really require you to show how you're addressing those SDG goals. I mean, one of our accolades that we received in the previous years is the South African Climate Adaptation Awards that we won through Indalo Inclusive. That's how we really aligned our businesses to addressing those key UN sustainable goals. I think just to mention a few, one of the ways we grow produce, especially growing it organically, trying to align it with the good health and well-being of individuals, because we grow organic produce in our systems, and as well as by localizing food production, making it more accessible to people, that really address unemployment and poverty, because we're creating job opportunities locally. We kind of create local economy by creating these systems in the center of communities, because it really ignites the entire value chain of agriculture, from primary production, seedlings, and to the retail space, to the market. In that way, there's a value chain where people can play in creating more decent communities through investment. I mean, one of our projects that we're working on in Richards Bay has even attracted international investment. In that way, it grows the local economy and it develops sustainable cities, because we're growing food more sustainably and without creating harmful impact to the environment. And then also by the nature of our systems in terms of how it responds to the environmental impact. So our systems really minimize environmental impact. Hence, everything within the system is not discarded to environment, is not discharged to environment. Everything is recirculated. The waste from the fish is harvested by the plants, oxygen back from the plants to the fish. In that way, it's a symbiotic relationship between the species that really create a zero waste project. So that's really how we align with the SDG goals. And then also back to climate change, there's energy transition that we're currently working on. Our system right now, they are on 80% solar, which they're feeding back to the grid. And it really aligns to what the country is trying to do, because of an energy transition now where we're trying to look at more clean energy, green energy, the integration of biogas, solar system. That's what we're already working on in our systems to respond to climate action and climate change. Then also the environmental awareness and protecting the environment through sustainable systems.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Mr. Luvo, thank you so much for joining us today. I think that's all we have time for. I wish we could go more and speak about how interesting all of this thing is, these things are, and, speak about, where do you foresee, obviously, Green Arc innovations in the next 10 years? I'm sure you see great things, and we see great things from you as well. So all the best in future, and hoping that you can come next time. We'll see you in studio, so we don't have to worry about technical issues, and that we can debunk.
No, definitely.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and have yourself a lovely, lovely afternoon.
Thank you very much, and thank you to the viewers as well. Cheers. Bye.
Bye. It's only a pleasure. Of course, you're listening to us on 90.4 FM in Durban and 105.6 FM in Pietermaritzburg. And of course, that was
Of the day.
So what we're going to do right now, let's go for a short ad break. That was a mouthful, a very interesting conversation we had there. So let's go for a short ad break. And inshallah, when we do come back, of course, we have so much to chat about. I mean, right now, I feel so proud to be South African. You'll find out why.
This is the Feel Good Friday with Bibi Amina Phili, only on your number one radio station.
गम सभी राहतों तस्कीन में ढल जाते हैं गम सभी राहतों तस्कीन में ढल जाते हैं जब करम होता है हालात बदल जाते हैं आका इसमें अहमद का वजीफा है हर एक गम का इलाज इसमें अहमद.
This segment is brought to you by Kenfield Auto, your RMI approved service and repair specialist. 236 Brickfield Road, Overport.
Kenfield Auto.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. ربنا لا تجعلنا مع القوم الظالمين.
Car won't start?
Kenfield Auto.
Noisy brakes?
Kenfield Auto.
Due for a service?
Kenfield Auto.
Kenfield Auto, the answer to all your car problems. Your service and repair specialist for your VW, Audi, Suzuki, Toyota, or just about any vehicle. Kenfield Auto, your RMI and insurance approved workshop to handle them all. 236 Brickfield Road, Overport. Call us on 031 207 2399. Kenfield Auto.
This is the Feel Good Friday with Bibi Amina Phili, only on your number one radio station.
This competition is brought to you by Sheto Ghetto. Hashtag the cake people.
Do you want to win a PlayStation 5?
We got the green light. You're going to the war zone. Grab your gear and shoot. You're up in 3.
Coming soon, exclusive to the Breakfast Rush with Michelle.
If you survive, you earn your feet.
Tune in to the Feel Good Friday with Bibi Amina Phili.
It's finally Friday again. Assalamu alaikum.
From South Africa to the world.
Let's go.
Don't miss out on Friday afternoon vibes like no other. Put it on and leave it on. Join us for inspiration and positivity from trailblazing guests to topics you want to hear. Your Friday just got better. Let's make the end of the week better together. Feel Good Friday with Bibi Amina Phili, young, fresh and trending.
You know me more than I know myself. You love me more than I love myself.
And of course, it's gone by exactly 44 minutes past the hour of 2 o'clock. And soon we're going to be saying Assalamu alaikum to you as well. But like I said before the ad break, I said I'm so proud to be South African right about now. And let me tell you why. Now, Bafana and Mamelodi Sundowns captain Ronwen Williams says he went numb and was speechless and shocked to find out that he has been nominated amongst the world's elite goalkeepers for FIFA's Ballon d'Or Yashin Trophy. I think he deserves a round of applause for that one. And of course, he said that he did not believe the person who phoned him with this absolute brilliant news. Now, of course, William made history becoming the first goalkeeper to be nominated for FIFA's Goalkeeping of the Year award while playing for the African club. And he was the only African in the 10 nominees. How amazing is that? Now, former SuperSport United player is the fourth African goal player goalkeeper to be nominated for the awards after Cameroonian Andre Onana, Senegalese Edouard Mendy, and Moroccan Yassine Bono. And his nomination comes after, of course, hitting international headlines in February. And his superb exploits helping Bafana win the bronze medal at this year's African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. And I think that's really, really amazing because Williams saved the 4 penalties and, of course, in the quarterfinals shootout and the win over Cape Verde to take Bafana to their first semi-finals in 24 years. I feel so proud even reading that. But of course, you can catch all this information and more on the kickoff with Buddy Governor, of course, on Saturday and Sunday as he gives you fantastic nasheeds, sports updates, and all that jazz. But of course, we have some messages that have come through here via our WhatsApp numbers, and we, of course, are going to read it. It says, "Dear Bibi Amina, thanks for bringing such a genius on your show. Luvo is such a brilliant mind." And that was from Abdul Rahman. Jazakallah so much for that amazing one. Another message coming through here. It says, "Assalamu alaikum. I hope you're well. This is Nasima Akadamatala, the winner of today's weekly prize. Zach said he had trouble reaching me on WhatsApp." All right. Okay. I think this is for Zach. So we'll get Zach to, of course, respond to your messages. But of course, thank you. Yes. So well done to Ronwin Williams. And let's, have all our fingers, toes, and everything crossed. And let's hope that this guy comes home with it. I'll be so proud. I'll be super, super proud if he would be announced, of course, as the goalkeeper of the year, being so, so amazing. And I'm hoping that our buddy governor, my dear colleague, will, of course, give us all those updates as he always does each and every week. So you're listening to us. Tell me, how's your Friday going? What are you up to? I think we just started and we got straight into it. And I didn't ask you, how is your Friday going? What are you up to? What have you ate for Juma lunch? Just sitting, during, I think it was just before Jummah, just sitting in sitting with Fatima Kareem, Soliha, and Sister Halima, just having a chat. And you know how precious those moments are with your friends, with your families, keeping yourself around good company as well. Missing so many individuals in our life. We should just take a step back and really evaluate our lives and love all those that are around us. Appreciate everyone that has been with us. Love them, and just go beyond. Don't wait for the person to be gone to say all these good words. Don't wait for them to be, deep, 6 feet under for you to say this person was amazing, or to send them flowers, or to do whatever you need to do. Do it now whilst they're here so they can see it, acknowledge it, and appreciate it. Of course, in this world, in this day and age where families are separated and there's so many fights and so many conflicts happening around the world, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring peace to the people of, Sudan, Gaza, many other countries around the world that are going through so much right now that, of course, we don't even know. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us and our families and unite us, and make us one ummah, one strong ummah. So, of course, you're listening to us. It is Feel Good Friday. And you know what I love? Like I always say, when I always start my show, I love my Friday afternoons because I get to spend it with you. And sometimes we don't really understand. We feel sometimes when we come on air that, nobody's listening. But actually, I was actually so surprised that people are actually listening. Of course, that was actually the sound of, what I just read now about Ronwin Williams and how amazing he is when it comes to his goalkeeping skills. I wish we could show you more and tell you more about that as well. But it's so encouraging when we see messages coming through. Of course, we also love the feedback. So if you have any feedback for the show, any feedback about different shows that we would obviously learn from. Now, when you give criticism, you have to give a solution as well. So that's what you call constructive criticism. So we love it. See, we love it when you tell us, hey, listen, that was nice, but I don't think you should do that. It doesn't make your show sound good. It makes us improve because, I mean, we are a community radio station and we are here for you. We are here for you. Excuse the pun on that, but we are indeed here for you. We want to know, is it memorable? Is it contagious? Is it addicting? And you can tell us, of course, you can let us know via our WhatsApp numbers. That's 060-904, of course, 1056. And of course, it's exactly 10 minutes till we say Assalamu alaikum to you. Some fantastic nasheeds that, of course, I recently added to my show list. So you're going to be listening to it a lot. I heard this one, and I'm sure you heard it in the beginning of the show. It is called Umar Isa Begin, and I found it so mesmerizing. And of course, you're going to tell me what you think about it. So obviously, you can indeed take a listen to this amazing one. And also this one that I actually played, which is the Urdu number. And all those individuals can tell me, of course, what this means. It's by Rao Brothers. You know, the Rao Brothers were here in South Africa. They always, you know, create a vibe for our souk stages. And speaking of fairs and all exciting things happening, Diamond Walk. Yes, Diamond Walk is around the corner. And, you know, it's always exciting times to, of course, be with the team. Of course, be with the team and enjoy. Taveka's looking at me and saying, Amina, come on. You've been on radio too long to know that your phone has to be on silent. And here I am playing things off my phone, of course. So yes, an event coming up, of course. It is the Diamond Walk, and it is going to be taking place in a week's time. So I'm excited for it. We all know that there's going to be so much happening, fully air conditioning. And there's something that I saw and caught my eye. For those of you who love cars, there's going to be the Diamond Drive. And of course, BMW Durban City. I'm sure they're going to be there showcasing all their bad cars, all their mean cars. So you can come through, of course, and check that out. So it's going to be from the 26th, 27th, and 28th, as well as the 29th. So, of course, it's going to be from 11 o'clock till late. And as you know, every time for every fair, we always tell you guys, shop until you drop, finish your money with us, obviously, and exciting things there as well. So, of course, there is safe and secure parking. So, of course, you don't have to worry about that. There's from pan to plate culinary creations that are going to be live. And I think it's going to be the week of Heritage Day. Tabega, Heritage Day? No. Oh, Heritage Day is going to be a week after. See, I'm a bit early when it comes to all of that. And then there is going to be places to pray, of course, and a place to connect. Of course, you know, the facilities wait. There's also going to be a fully air-conditioned indoor venue. Exciting things for that one. And prepare to sparkle with side-splitting, humor. You know, we all like to laugh. We all like to get that laugh going on. So, of course, you can join us then. Now, a lot of people have been asking, so okay, fine, the Diamond Walk is happening. What's the price range? What's happening there? The entry is going to be 20 Rand, and kids under 5 is absolutely free. So, of course, you can check out the Al Ansar page, the Al Ansar events page, and it has all the updates that you can, of course, enjoy. Now, I think I should go for now so that we can give Eric enough time to prepare for his news, because, you know, the guy's always late. But I mean, we can, forgive him for that one. A message coming through here. It says, Assalamu alaikum, Bibi Amina Phili. I love the way this person, spelled my name. I wish I could show you. It's so nice. Amazing stuff. All right, it says, Assalamu alaikum, Amina Phili. Juma Mubarak to you and your team and your family. I hope you're doing well and had a beautiful and blessed Juma day. Fantastic show every Good Friday. Have a beautiful day and take care of yourself. We enjoy your show with beautiful nasheeds. That's Sarah Bibi Mustafa. Jazakallah so much. And she says, sorry, she forgot to put BB. No, it's cool. It's cool if you missed the BB, but the way you spelled my Phili, whoa, okay. It's a bit hectic, but Jazakallah so much. We love you and thank you so much for obviously tuning in with us. And just to remind you, you're listening to the best show on Friday afternoons that keeps you buzzing, that, debunks the working week. And as we, wind down, we say bye-bye to the week and welcome the weekend. Fantastic weekend coming up. there's lots to do for the children. Orient Islamic School is going to be having their fun day. So, of course, you can join them. Take your kids there to have some fun, of course. It's going to be a ride, a fun one. I know that this year they have a space theme. So I think it'll be really, really nice to, of course, take your kids there. Something to keep them occupied this weekend. And I think it's about that time where we have to go. But just to remind you, you're listening to...
This is the Feel Good Friday with Bibi Amina Phili, only on your #1 radio station.
And we have a request. This individual says, Assalamu alaikum, Bibi Amina. Please, can you play the number you played by Rao Brothers as your close off? I think I'll do that. You know how they say, the community speaks. And of course, we listen. It's been fun. It's been exciting. Thank you so much for allowing me to keep you company for these amazing hours. On that note, it's been fun. It's been exciting. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. But oh. If you listen, you learn. Of course, if you don't listen, you will not learn. From my side and the team, thank you so much to Tabega for making sure I'm on the ball and sounding crystal clear. Big thanks to our guests for joining us today. Join me next week for some more surprises. Ta-ta now. Bye-bye.
Tune in to the Feel Good Friday with Bibi Amina Phili.
It's finally Friday again. Assalamu alaikum.